What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in for another video here at Godspeed ZRZ. As you can already tell behind me, we've got some stuff laying around. So I've already taken off my spare tire delete. This one's set up a little bit different, so I needed to show you guys how to get the camera out. And I also made like a little mount just to have the camera on there until our spare tire delete does come in. Let's just dive right in. This one's gonna be fast. So you can see, here's the piece I've actually taken off. Now, the 392, or maybe it's just the 2021s, they actually have a different camera mount inside. So it was a little bit tricky. I can walk you through it and show you. Now I've already disassembled it. I didn't think this was going to be much of an issue, so I didn't even plan on making a video for it. But now that I can tell that these are quite a bit different, I'll show you the differences and how to, I guess, get around it pretty quick. I'm not going to make this a long video. I just want you to know what to expect whenever you're jumping into this. I know a lot of Jeep guys are going to be doing it. So, of course, the disassembly of the actual spare tire mount is the exact same. Just unbolt all the bolts around right here. Good to go. You pop this off right here, and you'll see on the back side, you'll actually have your, it's like stud bolts. This is the old one right here from my 2020, and this is the one from the 2021. You'll have your stud bolts right here. And of course, that's where it's going to mount up to the actual spare. But you'll have this piece that you do pull out, and you will need to pull this out for this one. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to hold the camera in there. This is the 2021 camera. Just like this. You can see that. It's got your little security mount right here as well. And you're going to see this placed on top, holding the camera right here. And it's going to be holding it in place. So you'll see this overlap. It'll go down just like that, and it'll hold it on top. So, of course, you will need to get your T25. So the T25 is going to be what you need to get the surrounding bolts off as well. There's at least a few you got to take off in this size as well, and you'll just use your T25 for that. Now, once you get to this point, you'll have the entire camera, almost free. So you'll see these clips on the end. And those clips right there actually just hold the camera in place. And all you'll really have to do is it'll be like this right here. Obviously, you want to hold this. You don't want to hit your camera. And you can just twist your screwdriver. And it creates that separation for the top two clips. And you won't even have to worry about the bottom two. Tilt it back, pull it out, good to go. So aside from all that stuff, I want to show you guys how we can at least mount up a camera mount for now. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use a few extra parts I have off of a Yamaha MT-07 and probably use zip ties. I'll drill a few things out and we'll see if it ends up looking right. I really don't mind to, rig this up, and if it doesn't work, it's perfectly fine. Like I say, we already have the one ordered, but in the meantime, we got to have a backup camera. So hopefully you guys can see what's going on here. I'll be 100% honest. You're on my jack stand and you've got some tape holding you up right now, but you're along for the ride. So we've got the camera right here. We've got our wiring. I've already tucked it in the vents just so it doesn't look so nasty. You can see here I tucked it all in and used a zip tie and zip tied it right there. Now I've got these extra pieces, a few extra brackets from a MT-07 I'd stripped down, a Yamaha MT-07. And I think what we're going to use is this that held on some part of the tag bracket actually for my old one, or for the MT-07. So the plan here, it's got these nuts built in on the backside, and for the vents, it's got a perfect spot to where I can use the longer version right here on the very top. I should be able to cut this, drill out a hole here, and as you can see, I'll have a little bracket right in the center, or a little hole right in the center to mount it right through. Now that's the plan. It may not go that way, but we'll see how it turns out, okay? And then of course, hopefully you guys can see here, I've taped up my the connection point for the actual camera, just so no water got in there. I've been running it like this for at least about a week, close to it. Perfect. So as you guys can see right here, hopefully, you've got your twist knob for your connection. And what we'll try to do is actually make the bracket mount, because you've got two flat sides on this right here. So for the bracket, we can make it kind of square with a round hole in the top. So we'll drill it out first, file out the sides, and that'll make sure that this doesn't turn, rotate, anything like that once it's mounted right there. But first, let's go get something to cut this. So we'll adjust our breaker just so we can get a good cut on these, because where this metal is so thin, guys, you will have to adjust these. I'm sure most of them are set up for changing the locks. And if you guys are using these in true backyard fashion, you want to make sure that your spacing overlaps. That way it will go down on that little piece of metal, okay? Then all we'll do is fold it right over. And you can see it's as easy as that with these. I'll grab the file, we'll file it down real quick, and then we'll actually get a drill it out. I'll probably mount it up first, then take it back off and drill it out just to see the proper fitment. Be right back. Turkey's gonna be running in here. Are we turkey hunting or working on a Jeep? Now for the fitment. Like I said, we're gonna be mounting it right here. And we should be able to simply drill in right behind it and put in a zip tie. Simple and easy, right? All right, so we've got our two baby zip ties. And if you guys are gonna do it similar ways to me, you are gonna wanna get your 1/8 drill bit. 1/8 should be the absolute perfect size for just tapping this little plastic and pushing that zip tie right through. Of course, right here is not gonna be the easiest place to get through. Through and through. Now let's make sure it's gonna line up. Absolutely perfect, guys. Okay, so now all we're gonna do is figure out which is the best way to mount this camera, which is gonna have to be connected to this wire, just like this. And we need to figure out what is gonna be the best way to mount this thing. I think I've got it. I'll be right back. So all we've got to try to do is get a hole big enough for this to go through, and you guys can see this clip hopefully on the top. I will try to make it fit just exactly right there. That way it won't have any room to move, and once that clip goes over it, it won't be able to go forward or backward. Perfect. Not. I'm actually going to use this really tiny drill bit, drill around it, and get probably a little bit better shape. Because like I said, we're going to keep the top kind of rounded, and the sides, they can be flat. You can see I'm probably not the best driller out here, but we're going to match it up right now. And we're using the big bit again. We use this small bit to clear out some space. So we're gonna use our file just to wave it out a little bit. You guys can see this point up here. Now we will need that. That way we can clear this piece as well. So I'm gonna file it out just a hair more. And once we get that piece opened up, we'll be good to go. The way that I have it cut here on the back side, you can see that notch, hopefully. Hopefully you can see that notch and the plastic notch as well. And the way it's cut, or the way that I cut it, you put it in sideways and twist it, and it's locked into place. And here's this piece for you guys so you can actually see it. So that does clip onto the back side here, so it'll give us just another anchor pretty much. But I wanted you to be able to see that. And I'm gonna go ahead and mount it up real quick. And you can see here are the holes that we drilled for the zip ties to go through, because the way this is gonna rest, keep in mind, with those nuts or the nuts already welded to the back. It slides into these little grooves, perfect, up like that. Put the zip tie through the back, and that'll still give us just enough space to connect everything we need. All right, guys, so hopefully you can see it all mocked up here. I've got all kinds of black tape on it. I really do. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, moisture's not going to get inside of it, because I will be using this camera later in my actual spare tire delete, the mount, the real mount. We're going to go ahead and just shrink all this stuff down. Try not to burn the lens, and I'll be right back. We'll go ahead and mount it up into those holes. I might just go ahead and do it and show you what it looks like after. All right, guys, so we've got it all mocked up here. Hopefully you can see it all. Now, it doesn't look the best, but it definitely kind of blends in. There's a lot going on there. I can tuck this a little bit more. You can see how I've routed everything kind of just in there. You can just keep pushing, it keeps going. So, I mean, it works and all. But it may not be the greatest, guys, but it does work well. Let me jump inside so I can show you. Let's see what that backup camera looks like now. So we're pointing straight to the moon. We'll go here. We'll go to our settings, display. Since our angle is off, you guys are going to want to turn off your backup camera lines, your guidance lines. So we'll do active park view backup camera guidelines. Boom, off. Forward facing camera guidelines, off. Just because. Off. So we'll go back here to U apps. We'll go over. Boom. Looks OEM to me. I don't know about you guys. And then we still got the front camera, of course. Awesome. I hope that helped at least some of you that are in a similar position as me. Of course, we all know the difficulty we're facing right now, parts, actually just getting them here, everything like that. So whenever you're a little bit farther off, you can't see anything. So it's really no big deal. And it looks bad with just the vents there anyway. I mean, this isn't really going to draw any more attention unless people are right up on you. And it's a Jeep, guys. It really doesn't even matter. Now, I'm not sure about you guys. That looks OEM to me. I mean, can't get much better than that. But tell me what you guys think. Where it's on this one, we're probably going to get a little bit different feedback. Now, I did want to show you guys something else. Tell me if you can see anything different. Oh, yeah. So on the tent for this one, we did a full 35% windshield, 15% front windows, 15% over factory tent, all the way around. So, I mean, it turned out really good. As you can see, well, as you can't see, it's dark. It's plenty dark enough. I mean, in the front doors, you can see, you can kind of see through if you've got light that way. So, that's good, I guess. And as long as you've got stuff behind you, you can still see in here. You can't make out what really is in there, but you can at least see shapes and stuff. Definitely seems legal. And that's the damage. That is the damage it did to my tire. Now the casing, the 9mm casing technically is deeper than the lugs by like that much. So technically we could have some damage in there. I'm not exactly sure. That's why I've still got my tire pressure gauge out. We're gonna test it again just to make sure. But I lowered all of these down to 32 PSI. So one of our fellow YouTubers commented on, said that he had these tires on his TJ and that they are asymmetric. And that kills me, but whatever. They're asymmetric setup, so it's going to be it's basically a mirror image flip from right side to left. So you can see the lugs. The grouping is right, and they aren't directional, but they are asymmetric. So that bothers me really, really bad. I'm gonna have to get rid of these. Like, I love the tire. I love the way it looks. It doesn't ride that good. It sounds really bad, but maybe 32 pounds of pressure will fix it. But But that asymmetric look is just killing me. Does that bother you guys? I mean, a lot of people are acting like it's no big deal, but look at the lugs. One goes one way, one goes the other. That bothers me. I hope that video at least helps somebody. If you guys do have any questions about how I did it or any questions about how to make it a little easier, let me know. I didn't put everything in the video, put everything you guys should need. I'm gonna be posting quite a few more videos like this. Like I'd said in a previous video, I don't have as much time to make these, so the little stuff that I do, I implement, the little things that I change, I'm gonna start filling you guys in on it. So hopefully that helps somebody. As always, guys, until next time, take it easy.